In this episode, we will just look at mindfulness and an entrepreneur. How does that work? Because when we talk about an entrepreneur, we're always on the go, things to be done in the business, how to scale the business, how to make it profitable, how to give back to the community. So many things that we do as entrepreneurs. That when we talk about mindfulness, is just not on this scale. And I really want to bring your attention to this in this episode and some other episodes in future. So let's go. It's time to create your own economy now. Welcome to Create Your Own Economy podcast, the weekly podcast that equips you with the know-hows, the strategies, tools, and resources to create your own economy, grow your business, and live the life you desire. If you have not done so, hit the subscribe button so you will never miss an episode. This is June. We're in June. And I know many of us have not achieved the goal set for half of the year. And our instinct right now is to double down, to work harder, to look at other things that we need to do on the outside. Who do I need to partner with? What else do I need to add? How can I get new customers? How can I market my products and services? So we are thinking about all those things. Today, I want to suggest something else to you because everything we're thinking of are on the outside, but I want to suggest another angle where you might need to take a look at the inside, because mindfulness is really very powerful, that we can find solutions that we're looking for in the business, both through awareness, our self-awareness, as well as outside of us. So instead of us focusing only on the outside, I'm inviting you to also look inwards, becoming self-aware, so that as you put work on the outside, you also want to do some work on the inside for self-awareness. So now the question is, what is mindfulness? What does it mean? I Googled some definitions that I will share with you. The first definition says that mindfulness is the quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. It's a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment. I want you to think of that, on the present moment, while calmly acknowledging, accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. Now, the second one, according to Wikipedia, it says that mindfulness is the practice of purposely bringing one's attention to the present moment. I want you to take a note of that word, purposely. Practice of purposely bringing one's attention to the present moment experience without evaluation, a skill one develops through meditation or other training. Now, having at the back of our minds those definitions, when you are in this state of mindfulness, the most important thing is for you to take and maintain that moment by moment awareness of your thoughts, your feelings. Because there's so many times we are feeling stuff in us, but because we're always going, we don't even get it. We don't even feel it. Also, even taking uh, uh, really looking at your surroundings, your environment. And when you are in the state of mindfulness, you are not critical about yourself, but you are gentle, you are caring, and encouraging to yourself. And that's how you're going to look at your life and also your business. And the intention is to allow yourself to grow and develop to a better person, which will eventually help the growth and development of your business. So, and as an entrepreneur, being in a state of mindfulness is really very important. And it just doesn't happen. Just as anything that we do in life, it just doesn't happen. If you are looking at getting better or being better, it just doesn't happen. So what do you need to do as an entrepreneur? You have to be intentional about it. You have to be intentional. You have to really make a decision that you want to be present in your life. And I will tell you that for so very many years, for me, I was never present in my own life because I wake up in the morning, just say your prayers, but just keep on going. Just do things, just keep on going. And I remember that as I did that, my judgment, was not right. When I'm making decisions, it wasn't right. When I was doing things, they were not right. And then I became angry at myself, because I was not mindful of the things that I was doing. So the first thing you need to do is to be intentional about it. And that intentionality requires you to be committed, to be focused, and you plan it. You have to either put it on your calendar. You have to protect that time you want to devote to yourself. The second one is that you have to be in a state of awareness, where you can really allow yourself to be aware, pay attention to your feelings, the insight. You need an insight into you, who you are, sensitive to your feelings, your senses. Make use of your senses, because there are sometimes we only just use the sense of seeing, maybe smell, just feel, but really allow yourself to feel and to use your senses. At this time is when you slow down to speed up. This is when you listen more than you speak. And this is where your mind is not cloudy, is not clouded with a lot of stuff. And then number 3 is you now acknowledge whatever feeling that came out of the exercise. Whatever you are feeling in the presence, you acknowledge it, you accept it. Remember, you are not going to beat yourself down, and you are not going to be critical. You feel it. This is what I'm feeling, and then you can deal with it. Okay, it's very important the way you respond to the feeling that you get, your thought process, your body sensations. At times, it can even help us with our health, because when you allow yourself to feel, you can begin to feel that something is not right. And you might be able to prevent or stop the progression of some sickness or disease in the body. Now, as an entrepreneur, how then do you practice mindfulness? Number 1, you need to dedicate time and space to practice mindfulness. And that space needs to be a quiet and calm place. And it depends on whether you are a morning person or a night person, whatever works for you. Nobody is telling you what time it needs to be done, where it needs to be done. But whatever space you choose needs to be a quiet and calm place. It can be your home, it can be outside your home, it can be in a park. Wherever it is, it can be in nature, wherever it is. And then what are some things you do during that time? Is a time for meditation, a time for prayers. Many of us pray at that time. Is a time just to be quiet and listen, because when we pray, we still talk. Our mind is still going. We still talk. But this is a time that you are just quiet. You are just quiet to listen. Remember, it's a time for you to listen. So you just quiet. Some people just practice yoga. One of my coaches, he is going to introduce me to yoga. I will tell you how that works. I'm really looking forward to that. Some people just walk in nature, just take a walk in nature. Some people just sit down and just watch the birds, whatever it is. Dedicate time and space. The second thing you can do, to practice mindfulness is journaling. Some of us are not good at that. Some people are really good. And this is the time where you practice gratitude. And when you journal, you actually write it down. You acknowledge your feelings in writing. You write it down. I have a very good friend. She has been journaling for over 30 years. This woman has tons of notepads, and then she will label them January to whatever time it takes to fill up the journal. She would label them, and she has them stacked up. And then at times, when she's down, she goes back to some of the journals and she reads some things, and that really pumped her up. That pumps her up and gets her going. Number 3, be compassionate and non-judgmental and caring to yourself. This is a time that you are compassionate about stuff going on in your life, and you are not judgmental. Whatever you are going to do to a friend, how you will wish a friend would, how you will act towards a friend, how you will care for a friend, that is what you do for yourself. When you are mindful, you take care of yourself. You are not judging yourself. Then number 4, when you are mindful, you are in the moment. You are not talking about the past. You are not thinking about the future, because mindfulness is about being in the present. When you start thinking about the past, it will hurt you. Some past will hurt. And then it brings judgment. And then when you are thinking about the future, it will bring apprehension. But when you are in the moment, you are in the now. In the now. Then number 5, take time to do things that feed your soul. Take time for what feeds your soul. Some people just love drawing. They love to draw. And at that moment, they are just in that zone. They are in their element. Things that feed their souls. And other people also, they just love to walk in nature. I have a friend, she lives in Minnesota, and she just loves to walk in nature. She travels around the country, and then she's able to just look at the majesty of God and creation, and she takes photographs of some beautiful things that she sees in the morning, the sunrise, and so many things. So take time, whatever feeds your soul. Then number 6, avoid being overwhelmed. When you are overwhelmed, you overburden yourself that you can't even think, you can't even be mindful of who you are or even the business. And one of the things as an entrepreneur that I have seen that can really prevent you from being mindful, at least me, what has prevented me so many times from taking time for myself and being mindful is giving myself too many tasks. maybe some of you will have, will know one or two things about this. You're really putting tasks on your to-do list that for one day that you know you can't even finish in 1 week. And that can really make one overwhelmed. It can overwhelm you to the extent that you are judgmental about your own ability to complete the tasks ahead. And you know what? That just goes downhill from there, because then you start scrambling, then you start, and then that is just not a good thing to do as an entrepreneur. And I know we have a lot to do as an entrepreneur, because you need to think about your product, your services. How do you make them better? How do you make your customers come back? How do you give them value for their money? How do you go out there and talk about your business, market your business? There's so many things that you are thinking of. But even as you are thinking of all those things on the outside, take time for the inside. Then number 7, when you are thinking of being mindful, is a time that you just do nothing. For an entrepreneur, this would be like, oh my God, am I just wasting my time? This is the time I'm supposed to be doing ABCD. Look, this can be planned. Just a time for you where you do nothing. It is difficult for an entrepreneur, but this is a time you actually allow yourself to breathe. There are times when you are so tensed. I don't know about you, but the back of my neck will be so tensed and it will hurt. But when you need a massage, of course, I love massages, but when you allow yourself to breathe, have you really felt when you allow yourself to intentionally breathe? Breathing comes naturally, but when you intentionally breathe, you can actually feel oxygen going through your body, going through your lungs. That's the kind of thing where you allow yourself to do nothing. And let me share something that I have done for a very long time. And I actually encourage my clients to do that. And I've heard so many testimonials on this particular thing that I do. When I wake up in the morning, before I leave my bed, I sit down, place my feet on the floor, and just breathe. Close my eyes, and I just breathe. I just welcome myself into a new day, to a new process, to, acknowledge the breath of life in me. And I'm used to doing it several times, but I would challenge you, I would encourage you to try and see if you can do that for 30 seconds when you wake up in the morning. Because when we wake up, we always jump out, and start doing. I encourage you, allow yourself to do nothing and really breathe. It's not about a goal. It's not about achieving a goal or planning a goal or anything. No, it's just doing nothing. Allowing yourself to breathe. Then number 8, take mindful breaks in between projects. Very important, mindful breaks. And what it does, it will refresh you, rejuvenate you, and just just makes you feel better. Your body, you remember the body sensations. Then number 9, be mindful of the interactions and relationship with others. Because, as an entrepreneur, you interact with your customers, with the employees, with your investors, whether you have partners. And being mindful in this relationship means you listen actively to what is being said and what was not said. And, and then this will really help you to become authentic in your response. And also when you practice this on a consistent basis with your customers, it increases your confidence. Because you are in the moment, you are able to make eye contact with your customers. You are able to ask questions from what you are hearing or not hearing because you are listening. And then you can show your authentic self. So as I round up, know that mindfulness is a powerful tool for you as an entrepreneur, and it will help you optimize your efficiency, your creativity. It will help you also with your self-awareness and also well-being. And when you practice it regularly, you become aware, self-awareness, you are confident, you are authentic, you are productive, you are focused, innovative, resilient. And you can then enjoy the process of creating your own economy. You can enjoy that creating your own source of income and then the growth that will come from it. Now, I want to hear from you. How do you practice mindfulness? How has your life and your business changed due to the practice? Please leave a comment and share with the tribe. And if you are thinking of creating your own economy, your own source of income, and you really don't know where to start, I invite you to download our 10-point checklist where you can understand how ready you are and what you need to do. So visit my website, www.claralgr.com/checklist. I will see you on the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift you can give me is by sharing this podcast with your friends, your family, and reviewing it, which will help this podcast to grow organically. If you want to create your own economy and live the life that you deserve, join my next workshop or schedule time with me. My purpose may as well be to help you on your journey. Visit claralgr.com/workshop. See you again next week.